Hi everyone, welcome to my presentation. I am Abdulrahman from Trobe University, and this work was done together with Dr. Nalin. This talk is about a serious game design framework for software developers to put general data protection regulation into practice. The growth of internet has significantly increased data breaches, privacy breaches in software systems. Out of this growth, developers are placing a lot of effort to ensure no damage occurs to the data of the data subjects. One major step that developers are taking to prevent the privacy breaches is strictly following the principles of GDPR law when developing software applications. Based on the principles of GDPR law, developers are in a strong position to incorporate privacy into software systems. This work is based on applying a serious game design framework that educates software developers on the implementation of privacy in software systems with the inclusion of GDPR principles. The basis of the framework is a combination of developing skills and the changing behavior among software developers to boost privacy in software systems. This basis is achieved in our work by combining three components. These components are Bloom's taxonomy, GDPR principles, and elements from previously developed game design framework. The previous studies have analyzed why developers are unable to accomplish privacy in software systems and the failure to consider all GDPR principles. Observations clearly show that developers struggle to deal with privacy laws unless a systematic or unless a guiding model is set up to aid developers in dealing with privacy laws. The implementation of privacy may be made successful by having an educational framework that serves as a guide. Unfortunately, this instructional framework has not yet been implemented in many existing analyses and models. The main objective of the game design framework is to boost software developers to improve their coding techniques in terms of privacy. GDPR contains principles that are designed to guide software developers on how to handle user data. These principles have been put in the place to lay out the broad purposes of GDPR. This slide outlines the GDPR principles that software developers have to take into account. These principles are lawfulness, fairness, and transparency, purpose limitation, data minimization, accuracy, storage limitation, and integrity and confidentiality. When you look at the model, it's developed to enhance secure coding behavior of software developers through motivation. To do that, one thing is important because software developers should perceive such a threat. For example, we have experienced last year Zoom data breach last year, so we should be more cautious about developing privacy perceiving software system. So we need to give that perception, the risk perception. We need to build within people so that they should perceive a threat. And how that can be done is if they feel like a threat could occur any times, like susceptibility. If the particular thing happened, this is severity that needs to be demonstrated within the framework. And once you feel such a threat, you are more motivated to develop your software with privacy in mind. You know, how do we keep users' privacy perceived? And once you have that step, the other one is how do we build their confidence, self-efficacy. The confidence has a relationship correlation with knowledge. That's why we are teaching the various elements of GDPR. Teaching enables them to understand the various concepts of the 6 GDPR principles that are introduced to them. Not only that, but when software developers have a bit of awareness on how to put GDPR into practice so they are more confident. How do we do that? Through Bloom's taxonomy. This method helps to transform the theory of GDPR into practice in a systematic way. That's why we use Bloom's taxonomy. So then it enables them to develop their confidence, self-efficacy. Much focus has been laid on the proposed game design framework to strengthen the secure coding of software, the secure coding behavior of software developers, with the main goal of privacy preservation in software systems. In order to achieve that goal, our work extracting components, these components are Bloom's taxonomy, GDPR, and a previously developed game design framework. Looking forward, empirical studies will be undertaken to assess how the framework affects the coding behavior of software developers towards privacy. Thank you for listening.